Welcome to the Kingdom Culture Podcast that was created on purpose with a purpose to empower, uplift, and guide others to the center of God's perfect will. Culture family, welcome back to the Kingdom Culture Podcast. As you guys see, I'm in a different location today, which is totally okay. And this week, I wanted to talk about emotional release. Something cool happened in one of my mindset mentor sessions, and I wanted to bring it out to you guys because I feel like it's very, very helpful. So we were talking about, how we wanted 2024 to feel and where we were emotionally and everything else. And it was cool because one of the people that are in our group, we're talking about how they were having a hard time staying in the positive mindset and realizing that life happens for you, not to you. And Rob Dial said, you need to make more space for your humanity. The person was feeling angry, sad, confused, pissed off, like really, really bad, like pissed off. And he was like, that's okay. I think as grown-ups or humans, we tend to want to feel okay all the time, and that's just not realistic. And so he said, create an environment where it's safe for you to release all of that energy. Create an environment where you feel like you are releasing and letting your emotions go, which was super cool, right? Because I feel like I've been doing that, but hearing that there is an actual thing behind it, there's an actual name for it, everything else was super cool. So I wanted to share what I do to help me release emotions that I might not know how to deal with. Or maybe I didn't know how to deal with before, but I'm doing it now, right? So the first things first, the gym. Something about the gym and lifting and being so intentional about using energy to lift is so cool because I've had new PRs. I get out of there and I'm exhausted, but I feel so good, and the anger and the sadness or whatever else is gone. Literally, I take all of that energy and I use it and I lift and I just, for an hour, just keep letting it all go. And then if I feel angry, I just use that anger to lift. And so it's really cool because I literally exhaust myself out of my emotions. Obviously I do it in a safe in a safe way, but I'm also not hurting myself, right? But just about lifting weights, it's the coolest thing. So if you want to start lifting weights, that's one thing that I do. Number two, if it is too late to go to the gym, right? Because it might be 2 a.m. when your mind starts running or your emotions start, coming up. What I do is I pray. I have a prayer closet in my house, and so when it's 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. and I wake up and I can't go to sleep, instead of trying to force my brain to shut down, I go into my prayer closet and I pray. And I write it out with the Lord and I cry it out and I, scream whatever I need to do right there and then. And I release it and I let it go and I pray and I tell the Lord, this is all yours. I don't know why I'm feeling like this. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Take it from me. So, that's what I do. That's number two. And after that prayer, guys, I kid you not, I can go to sleep at 2 a.m. and I have to wake up by 8. Those 6 or 4 to 6 hours, I'm literally knocked out and feel so good when I wake up. I feel rested. I feel refreshed. Something amazing about prayer is that once you let it all go and you bring it up to the feet to the Lord, you actually feel the rest. He actually lets you know, hey, let it go. It's okay. I'm here with you. Super cool, right? So I think I've shared it before. I'm a mom. I have one son, a toddler, a 3-year-old. And those of you that are moms and parents know that kids have a lot of energy, have a lot of things. And so when I first was dealing with his toddler age stage, I got very overwhelmed really quickly because he would scream, yell, whatever. And I didn't know how to handle that, right? And I didn't want him to be stop. I didn't want to tell him stop or whatever else, because I read a book about how tantrums are actually how they release their energy. And that's what my mindset mentor said too, which is if you ever seen a kid, they actually throw tantrums because they have all this energy stored up and that's how they release it. So having that background of it, I'm all right, cool. I'm going to create a safe space for my son. And so we started screaming into pillows, and we still do that. I think the first time I did it, I felt so good, and he actually did it with me. So Cool thing about kids, they see you, they copy everything you do, say whatever. So yeah, that's how we release our energy. That's the safe space that I was able to create for him, because I don't want him to suppress his feelings, and I don't want him to let go of that reality where you're aware of what you're feeling and you just don't know what to do, right? So I was just screaming into pillows. And at first it seemed a little silly. My husband would be like, are you guys okay? What are you doing? And sometimes AB didn't do it with me, right? Sometimes AB would just go to the next room and start screaming and yelling or whatever. And I just let him. I let him do it for a minute or two, and then I go soothe him, right? Because they're self-soothing. That's what they're doing. So I kind of just let him do his thing. But yeah, allow yourself to have a space where you can go, and release your energy. You can go, like I said, to the gym. You can go running. I feel like a lot of runners talk about runner's high. And so that's when you go into that peak of like, I don't think I can do anymore. And you just start running, keep running. And then you just get this high, and then you get a new, mile or whatever distance in. You could try a dancing class. You can try writing it out in a notebook and then burning it. Like, play loud music around you and just write it all out. And then if you don't want anybody else to know, just burn the paper. You can also talk to someone if you have somebody that's that close to you and they can take all of that from you. Because you have to realize that when you talk to a person, they're actually taking all of that in as well. So you want to make sure that they're going to be okay and that you're not, bombarding them with that type of energy as well. And just make sure that you're aware of what you're feeling when you're feeling it, so that you allow yourself to feel it out and create that safe space and that safe environment. I think it's really important as we keep going on with life, that we realize that it's okay for you to care about your mental and emotional health. It's okay for you to say, I'm not okay today. I don't want to be around people. I just want to go into my space and deal with this and then move forward. Because guess what? You can take 5 to 10 minutes or an hour, and then the rest of your day will be better. That's what you want to get to. I remember when the first few times that I felt really bad, I would stay in bed. Now I'm like, no, I know why I'm feeling like this, and I'm going to release it and go to my safe space and work through it so that I don't lose another day, right? Because the point of life is to live, not to just survive it. Know that you are here to have a purpose and have a life and actually get up and do things, right? You have to get your body moving and stay in motion, because if you don't, you'll get stuck there. And that's where you get people that are always in a bad mood, or they are always unhappy with their life. So deal with those emotions right there when they hit, and allow yourself to find grace and know that you're doing the best that you can with what you have, right? And the last thing that I wanted to bring with you guys is something from the Lord. You guys know that I'm a very godly woman, and I love to talk about God and how he helps me see my everyday life within the Word. And everything that I shared before helps you with your mental health and everything else and stress. But in the Bible, I tried to look for something specific that talked about how to deal with all of that, and there's not a specific verse, but I did find Psalm 68:2, which reads, trust in him at all times, pour out your hearts to him, for God is our refuge. The Bible may not explicitly address the concept of letting your emotions out, in our modern psychological terms right now, but the verses encourage us to go to God, to pray, to tell him this is what I'm feeling, and I'm surrendering it to you. It's encouraging us to seek out God and let us, show him our emotions and seek comfort in him and not other things, right? Because if you seek comfort in other things, you can go to drinking, partying, hanging out with the wrong crowd and things like that. So finding comfort and solace in God first actually helps you create a very more safe environment, right? The verse emphasizes the act of pouring out our hearts to God as a form of trust and refuge. It implies an emotional release and vulnerability in turning to God with our feelings and concerns and addressing our emotions. And that way, you can actually think more about your inner thoughts and how you are. And then the Lord takes care of it, right? I'm telling you, after I'm done praying, I feel so good. After I'm done praying, I feel so rested. I let it go, and I say, all right, Lord, cool. It's yours. And it's just so much better. So again, Psalm 68 2. And if you're not a person of faith, meditation helps a lot too. Breathing exercises help a lot too. So create that environment for yourself. Create what you need to so that you can be better. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys this week. I hope that you have an amazing day and an amazing rest of your week. And remember that I love you, but that the Lord loves you more always, always, always. Remember to, if you found value in this podcast, to share it forward and help us grow. God bless you guys.